welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to do a library book haul. I absolutely love my local library and I check out books from them quite frequently. If you couldn't tell by my wrap-ups and how many times I don't have books to hold, and so I figured I would show you some books that I currently have checked out from my library. So let's get started. The first book I have is Mayhem by Sarah Pinborough. You probably recognize this author's name because she wrote Behind Her Eyes. This is a historical fiction involving Jack the Ripper, and I'm super looking forward to checking this one out, especially since I'm interested in what this author does in a historical fiction setting. Next, I have The Mighty Heart of Sunny St. James by Ashley Herring Blake. This is her second middle grade novel. This is about Sunny St. James, who recently has received a heart transplant and now has a new life plan. I've actually not read a middle grade novel by Ashley Herring Blake. This one I decided to pick it up from the library because I wasn't entirely sure how I felt about this one's premise. Next, I have Shout by Lori Halse Anderson, and this one I'm not entirely sure if I will get to before it is due, even though my library has extended their renewals, because this is a memoir about something that triggers me, so I'm not entirely sure if I will end up getting to this before it's due, but this is a memoir written in verse about Lori Halse Anderson's life, and it talks about, I believe, how her life influenced how she wrote Speak, so I'm looking forward to getting to this. The book team made me do it, and I don't know anything else really about it, is This Is Our Story by Ashley Elston. I know that she has a book coming up that is a completely different vein from all of her other books. I know this one is a mystery and involves a bunch of teens, and that they've all held this gun and they all fired a gun and something happens involving this gun. And that's all I really know about this story, but I'm looking forward to seeing how her writing is in this before her book that doesn't follow this kind of vein comes out later this year. My other book that BookTube kind of inspired me to pick up, but it was definitely a cover pick, is Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. I know this one involves a carnival and it's got a really pretty cover, and that's all I really need to know going in. My other one for this time was Taproot. This is a graphic novel, and it just had a really cute cover. I remember hearing someone say something about it at one point, and so it was I kind of recognized this cover, but I'm not entirely sure what this is about, and I like to take home at least a couple of graphic novels while I'm at the library because, I love supporting my local library, and I love graphic novels. Next, I picked up Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. This is the sequel to Prince Charming, formerly known as Royals. I actually am one of the few people who can say that they read it like right when it came out, when it was called Royals. I had checked Royals out from the library and read it in like one sitting. I'm super looking forward to getting to this one and seeing how those two storylines weave together. Next, I checked out Bloom, which is totally Garen from Goblet of Fiction's fault. He said this is queer and it involves baking, and I definitely wanted that in my life, and it is told in blue tones, and I'm definitely super interested in that, especially since I really liked how Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me was told in just one color. So I'm definitely interested in more books that are told in just one color, and this one is told in blue tones and baking. Speaking of graphic novels told in single colors, I also checked out Spinning. This is a graphic memoir talking about the author's life while they did ice skating, and the only other thing I know about this is that it is. Next, I checked out Honor Girl. This is a chunkier graphic memoir. I've been really interested in picking up more of those lately. This one got a lot of buzz a couple years back, and it is involving a summer camp and the author as they kind of come to terms with their sexuality. I've been looking forward to picking this one up. Next, I picked up The Great Trouble. This involves the 1854 cholera outbreak in London. If you are new here, I'm talking about cholera in my thesis, and this might be a middle grade novel. However, it is one of the only novelizations about cholera, especially for middle grade, that I have come across, and I'm very much so looking forward to how that is done for a younger audience, and especially involving this specific instance. A manga that I picked up was His Favorite. I really do not know much about this. It was on a Pride table that the library had on one of the days I went in, and it had a staff recommendation. I don't know much about this. However, I really like a lot of the recommendations that this specific staff member has. We seem to have a lot of similar interests, and I had not heard about this one, and I know that this particular staff member likes a lot of the same things as me, so I went ahead and picked this one up just purely on the recommendation and the fact that I knew that this would be queer because it was on the Pride recommendations table. The last thing that I checked out is That's Not What Happened by Cody Keplinger. This is going to be an interesting story and probably pretty difficult. It involves our protagonist whose best friend is the character who is basically the martyr after a school shooting, and she knows that that's not exactly what everyone's saying is not exactly what happens, and I believe it's gonna deal with like what do you do when you know that that's not actually the truth. So I'm interested in kind of how that is handled. All right, so these are all of the books that I checked out from the library this time. Like I said, I have a tendency to check out way too many things at once. What about you? What have you checked out from the library recently? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like what you saw here today, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a nice day.